Well met. I am Elminster of Shadowdale, at your service. And I believe you are about to embark on another episode of Rod and Flagon. This is one of these, how shall I put it, a gallimaufry of verbiage with two rogues who are not to be trusted, but then that's all of us, isn't it? In life, you should only believe what you can prove for yourself. Everything else is trusting someone. So ask yourself as you listen, you trust these gentlemen? Some of you may. Some of you may regret. Who knows? But listen on.
Be quiet, stop talking. It's time to listen to Rod and Flagon, so you don't die.
And we're back.
We're back.
Hello, everyone. This is Rod and Flagon. I, of course, am Oliver Redboots, and sitting across from me, as always, is my stalwart compatriots. Swanee, tell everybody about yourself.
I am Swan Maulsmith, safety officer of the Temple of Gond. Praise God.
What a hell of a week, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, for those who don't know, I was away from the astral plane for, a little while.
What's it like being away for a year? Yeah.
Right, yeah, and then come back, and you know what I missed most of all?
Tell me.
Street food. Like just walking by and be like, what is that? Oh, is that what type of pastry is that? Don't care, I want one.
Right.
Now I want 47 of them.
What kind of meat on a stick is that? You know what, just don't tell me.
I don't even need to know.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Squirrel? I've had squirrels, good.
Yeah, what did you just dip it in? Yes, I want extra dipping stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even care. It's amazing that you miss, right? So this is the kind of show where we give tips and tricks for young adventurers and tell them our trials and tribulations of the road, and it's become more of a therapy session than anything else. And we introduce people to crazy members of our society and monster friends and an elf chef, which is just so fucking ironic that it boggles my mind. Do you think he went to school for that?
Is there a school?
Well, I mean, how elves are so for people that don't know, and if you don't know, where the hell have you been? Elves are extremely long-lived.
Yeah.
Right? So he was probably 300-400 years.
Yeah.
So, in that time, he had to have had at least some quote-unquote professional elvish chef training, right?
Sure.
So he may have even went to some type of elvish culinary institute. Which is I really need to know what the acceptance rate is, right?
Yeah. What is the process to get into the Institute of Elvish Culinary Arts?
Yes. How do you feel about wasting all of the actual food and feeding someone a seed?
Right.
He sent me one of his meal prepared kits.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what was in it?
No.
You want to run down the list real quick?
Please. I gotta know.
So first of all, the amount of packaging for what was in this is fucking ridiculous.
Oh, boo.
It weighed probably, 80 stone, right? So it took I had to go get some people to help me bring it in the house.
Well, that's what you think of when you think of elves is respect of the environment and over-packaging.
So I got it in, opened it up. All right, I have the list here in front of me. Ready?
I'm ready.
5 apple seeds.
Did you know what kind of apples?
It did not say.
I'm just messing with you. I don't care.
A fucking asshole. A whole box of lemon seeds. So
Ooh.
I just, what is with the fruit seeds? Is there a thing? We're going to throw away all the delicious bits and just eat the fucking terrible thing?
I mean, some seeds are good.
All right, moving on. Oh, I got excited. Celery root.
Ooh.
No, but not the type you cook with. It still had the dirt on it, and it was little stringy bits of root. When you pull a potato up and it has little stringy bits on it? Yeah, that's the root that he sent me. It was celery, very clearly celery root, marked celery root. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Right, exactly.
All right.
Some hay that vaguely smelled of bacon. So some pork hay. I don't know.
That's just a tease.
I feel like it was.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. I'm supposed to let it age because it was still green, in the center.
Green hay?
It said leave on windowsill.
Oh.
I'm supposed to let this fucking grass sit on my windowsill?
Okay.
Okay, that's it. End of list.
Oh, so apple seeds?
Yep.
Lemon seeds?
Yep.
Hay
that vaguely smelled of pork, yes.
And some kind of celery-based tuber.
No. Just the stringy bits that still had dirt on them. That was labeled celery root.
Oh, okay.
Lot of food. Boy, my stuff, thanks.
And how many meals were you supposed to get out of the meal kit?
I was supposed to last a month.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay.
I just have such radically different definitions of food.
Yeah,
I
portions
don't even
too.
eat that much, man. Fueled by magical inner fire. But I still need more than a fucking seed.
Yeah, I can see that.
So there it is. Hi everyone. We have a lot of questions this week, right?
We do.
Is that what we're talking about?
We're going to get to our Question-palooza. Before we do that, though, I have to apologize. Apparently Richard last week we had Richard the Mimic.
Yeah, the
on.
Mimic, right, our friend the Mimic.
He got something on the rod.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so when I went to, there was like some gross
Slime
on it.
I
don't know
want
when
to
that
disparage.
happens.
I don't want to disparage Richard. He's a friend of ours, but
Yeah.
like he does drool a lot.
He does.
And like sometimes portions of him fly off.
Yeah.
So
And I heard maybe some of the audio got
a little
bad.
gross.
Yeah, a little gross.
I mean, like, is it one of those things where, like, if it gets a little wet, then like the audio has to go through the moisture and it kind of gets like,
Yeah,
like
you gotta-
echoey and a little louder?
Yeah.
All right. Well, sorry everyone. We apologize. We're still done. We're at a fucking bar.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna happen, dude.
Pretty much.
And-
It's dark in here. Like,
And magic,
not a controlled environment.
We're not in a lab, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
All right. So what else? Anything happen? Anything new?
oh, did you run into your chest guy?
Oh God, yes. For fuck's sake, this guy.
Uh-oh.
So if you're gone for as long as he's been gone, the world is basically a whole new place.
So just half a step for people that are joining us today.
Right. All right. So I tried to get this stupid chest open for a few months. Right?
We had a magical chest that we found someplace in our adventure. We don't even remember where we got
It had to have been at least a decade ago,
Right.
right? Maybe more. And we found it in an already cleared out dungeon. I don't even 15, 20 years ago,
Yeah, that's
whatever.
right.
And it took me forever to get it open. And eventually, I had to call Mert, call me a favor in for it, and we got it open. There's a dude in it.
There was a guy.
Regular guy.
Yep.
Regular guy. I finally found out his name. But
Oh.
he's a regular dude. He was in the chest for what turns out to be 100 years. You know, like language changes in 100 years.
Oh, yeah.
So like he still has like a
Is he
hard
talking
time.
like Yoldy?
Right, he's like a lot of like old timey language. And
Okay.
like I've been alive a long time too, but you just evolve, right?
Yeah.
So I found him wandering around Dockward trying to figure out what to do for the rest of his life.
Okay.
Like I offered to put him up in a place and all this. He's just wandering about, man. He's just like literally walking around the city trying to figure shit out. It's really depressing.
Oh.
So I was like, come on, come back on. Stay in Troll Skull Alley. I'll put you up in the inn there, and nothing.
We haven't figured out what this guy. I mean, he was the handsome guy,
Devilishly good looking.
but we haven't figured out what his trade was.
No, he's a Fletcher. He told
Oh.
me, right? But it
I
doesn't.
mean, they still make arrows, right?
Yeah, everybody needs arrows.
Yeah.
Right? We have armorers and armors. Like I offered to introduce him to a few people that I know that make that still.
Yeah.
Nothing. He's like, he's very confused about life in general.
That's too bad.
It really is. His name is Norman P. Cobblepot.
Norman P. Cobblepot.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Ridiculous name, right?
Very kinda.
It's
Good thing he's got a trade.
Yeah, I wonder, like, has arrow technology advanced any to like make his like particular
know.
skill set obsolete?
I don't think so. Are they making arrows out of like? So there's three parts to arrows. The pointy bar is the long part, and then there's the tail.
Well, I mean, I feel like there's a little bit more than that.
Really?
Well, yeah, you have to hit the feathers, right? You have to go.
Isn't that the tail?
Well, I mean, the tail could also be the wood that the feathers sit on, could it?
I guess.
Right, and then the that
Not
wraps-
at Fletcher, clearly.
Dude, I don't know. I conjure fucking magical arrows. I don't
yeah.
know about our ranger.
Hammer's only got two parts. I don't know if you know this.
What, the heavy bit and the rod bit?
There you go. Yeah. See, you've traveled with me long enough that you understand.
Well, I've been to every forge this side of fucking Waterdeep.
That's true. That was me a good forge.
So he's just wandering around right now looking for work. He has a skill, and we know that, right? And just nothing.
All right.
And
if you need a Fletcher, or if you're like a...
maybe just a laborer, like a guy to pick some shit up and put it back down. I don't know.
If you're a arrow restorer.
Arrow.
I don't know. I'm making
Ancient
stuff
arrow.
up
Yeah,
now.
I don't know. Ancient arrow restorer.
An artisanal
There it is.
arrow guy. I got nothing.
I mean either. I even offered to just give him gold.
Yeah.
I have like chests of shit I don't even use. So like,
Right.
hey, you want some of this shit? Nothing.
Oh.
Just, he's trying to figure it out on his own.
in a bad place.
Like I admire the fortitude to be like, hey, I'm gonna go do me,
Yeah.
right? But to do that, you kind of need some startup money, right? You need
Yeah.
some like something to get you. But yeah,
A
poor
little
guy.
walking around money.
Yeah, he still wants to come on the show and talk to us.
Okay.
He doesn't understand any of the words that I say when I say shit like that. But like he's definitely happy to come to the bar and chat.
Okay.
That's what, and I'm like, okay, man, come on over whenever you want. We're ready for you. Friday nights, Yawning Portal.
Yeah.
And the Yawning Portal's been around forever, so he knows exactly
Yeah,
where it's
I
at.
mean, that's-
right? No
yeah.
big deal. He wants to get back to Silvery Moon. I didn't even know he had been there.
Okay.
But
yeah.
I'd be like, I even offered.
So you said
to,
he was from Kalimshan originally. Maybe he has
right.
family in Silver
I
Moon?
have no idea. I offered to just bam from there. Nothing. Kind of a depressing story. We should probably not talk about that guy anymore.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, hey, quest givers. So we got a few of our quests came back.
Yes.
Right? So I am all out of Cape of the Montbox now.
Wow.
I know, right? Do we mention that Morgantha's no longer amongst the
We
living?
mentioned that Morgantha, apparently for the time being, is no longer among us.
I think she'll be back, but whatever. There's also there's a pesky, like, young dragon in some... Do you remember that one? I found the scroll. Apparently it wasn't a young dragon anymore. We're old. Me and you have been doing this a long time,
Yeah.
buddy. So we sent probably, like, I don't know if they were underprepared. No, they were definitely underprepared. They weren't unprepared. They were definitely underprepared to go fight that dragon that had gotten older and a bigger horde.
Yeah.
So, like,
So you have one more Cape of the Monpunk? Do we get one back?
yeah, no, well, I told, they didn't come see you at the forest for healing?
No.
Well, they'll be along shortly.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them's missing an arm, and I know one's been raised from the dead, but it's not the same since. Like, it's a whole thing. Right?
okay.
So, but they won. They did it.
Good.
So now they're rich.
Nice.
And they still want to stay on the road, and I'm trying to talk them out of that. That's silly, right? You got all the money, just go, retire, have a
yeah,
great day.
I don't know if you guys know how this works, but
You
adventuring to get
you
the
hit it.
money, you get the money to not adventure.
Right, or it's like you're some type of hero and you got to go save everything. I
Right.
get that, whatever. But you did it, man. You
Get a
won.
ceremonial position
You
or
beat
something.
the game. So it was interesting week so far.
Yeah.
Right. I missed booze. Right. Didn't have a single drop of booze
Wow.
for a year, almost a year.
How's
Right.
your tolerance?
Well, I've gotten faced every night, so I figure it's back to normal.
Okay. Yeah,
That first night was touch and go.
yeah, I imagine it was.
Yeah.
You don't have any of those wild magic situations where you're like, you can't get drunk?
Well, no. Oh God, those are man. That's like a living hell for me. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Like when that happens, it is my worst nightmare. I would rather blow up this entire building. Sorry, no, I don't mean that. No, I wouldn't blow up this building.
Not
I would
this-
much
this
rather
building.
blow up a building than not be able to drink
Because
anymore.
there's not a lot of, because there's no fun dealing with drunk people and listening to them talk when you can't be drunk enough to not care.
Right, exactly. And like that little thing, where I can get drunk does have its fun perk, right? But
Yeah.
like, I would much rather get hammered.
Yeah, I get it. I
No,
get it.
yeah. I mean, an interesting week. So, like, I know we had planned on trying to help our friend out who was trapped all over the realms.
Yeah.
Did we get anywhere with that since
No.
I was gone?
No.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Well, I know Vincent and Lucy are still working on that, right?
Yeah, we need to circle back to them because I think they're still working on it, but I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard anything. Well, I haven't seen Vincent in a while, too.
And it's pretty standard for Lucy to kind of go deep on something and then
Not-
eventually circle back and be like, fixed it.
So she'll pop up for air, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Vincent might have gotten in some trouble because his house has been abandoned, and like there was a candle that had burned all the way down that was on his desk and a bunch of papers.
Uh-oh.
Like, do you think I should break into my friend's house to like see if there's something like that? Sounds like some adventurers do, right?
I mean, it's something we do, for sure. I mean,
But we're retired.
we're not that retired.
All right, so I guess I'll crack.
Can we start with ascending, though? Just like, hey, man.
Isn't that what
Yeah.
you do? That I don't do that.
I was sort of asking if...
Well, yeah. Then if you can, you should definitely. I mean, after the show. After the show.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever he's into right now, it can wait 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I hope he's really not getting tortured. Could you imagine? You assholes! I was
Well, 30 minutes on this plane.
So
Right.
it could be like a week.
Yeah. I think also we need, one of these days, we need to bring people up to speed on all of the quests we've been giving out and where that's leading.
Oh my God! Do you have a list? Have you been writing it down?
I mean, it's back at the office.
Oh, you do have the list.
Yeah.
Is it in the new office? What did happen to that? Did we end up buying that stupid building?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah. Oh God, you weren't there. Mm-mm. Yeah, no, I've been giving... I gave a couple more quests since you were gone. We're sort of working on that list you and I initially came up with.
All right, that's good to know. We hired Sam, right?
We hired Sam,
He's our human resources guy, Kobold resources guy.
Cobalt Resources guy.
Good for him. I'm really happy that we got him. That's important.
Yeah, and he'll occasionally send a runner over if they have a group of adventurers kind of shows up or comes back into town and needs to meet to collect their bounty.
So, what do you want to do today? Should we answer a bunch of questions
Yeah, it's
before the break?
Question-palooza day, baby.
Should we do questions before the break and then do our monster of the week and a Don't Poke the Owlbear after the break?
We've got enough questions we can do a question straight through.
You want to just do that? Well, dude, I feel like we owe it to the young adventurers. We have not actually answered many questions, and that was a whole pretense.
Exactly.
That's a f***ing thing,
Yeah,
right?
let's get back on track.
The
Bring up
one
the
thing we're
average.
supposed to be goddamn good at.
Right.
Is giving advice. You're good at it. We'll give it
I'm giving advice.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
First question. Here we go.
First question.
Straight into
everybody.
questions.
Been long overdue. Here we go.
All right.
Got the pile.
That's a big-ass pile.
Big ass pile.
Holy shit, man.
Oh.
Is that a dead bird inside the pile? Can you...
Not anymore.
The bird wasn't even dead.
Oh, okay.
First question.
Right. Oh, we're start off strong.
All right.
I am a bard,
Oh, God.
and
You know
I
that.
have recently gotten to a point.
Is this really the first question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Recently gotten to a point where I can apply to be part of one of the bard colleges.
Oh, gee. Paul.
But in order to gain admission into one of the Bard colleges, I have to give a speech before the rest of the Bard College explaining why I deserve to be there. A verbal essay, if you will.
Wait, that seems really specific.
Right.
But what if he plays the lute and he's not a good public speaker?
I don't know. So I thought we would, because I haven't necessarily seen what this looks like, right? So first of all, let me stop for a second.
Yeah, we should probably introduce the idea of Bard colleges,
Yes,
right?
right.
Like
So-
there's what, like 8, 9 of them, something like that?
About, I think, 9, and new ones occasionally pop up, which is kind of strange considering what a Bard College is.
Right, it's just where you go to learn how to creep. It's basically creep school, right? It's like, oh, you're a pretty decent creep. Now let's go to like make that official.
Right. So okay.
Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. Like bards are typically, well, that's not. I don't want to paint with a bard brush, right? But
With a bard brush?
Shut up. Most of the bards that we've met and traveled with
Right.
have been moderately creepy. Like, we've met some good ones, right? Some, like, real
Yeah.
heroes. But, like, dude, they're just, like, always, like, doing this dumb shit with the... And we've talked about this. The harpsichord guy.
Yeah.
Right? And, like, he wants to haul this shit. Come on, man. All right. So, 8 colleges. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I get ahead.
So first I want to chastise the Bard community. A Bard College, right, is not a university. It is a group of bards that get together and share best practices, right, about their particular flavor of bard.
Yeah, that's definitely not a university.
Right. You idiots are supposed to be the creative ones. And the best name for this you could come up with was college? Thanks for clearing that up. Thanks for making that super duper clear. Could be like the Bard Jamboree, or the Bard Hootenanny, or the Bard Spell Converse. No. We're going to make it colleges because we're jackasses.
You know,
It's always bothered me.
You know the one, the propos of exactly that. The one college of bars that cracks me up, College of Swords.
Yeah.
You'll never guess what they do.
Yeah. So let's go through them one at a time, because I imagine we can come up with between the two of us, we can come up with either a really good or really terrible verbal essay for why you belong in this Bard College.
All right. So what are like? So go. All right. What's the first one on the list?
So start with swords. Let's start with swords.
It's in the fucking name, dude.
Yeah, I deserve to gain entrance into the College of Swords because I can sing while pointing pointy things.
I have a sword.
I have a sword?
Like,
Is
what
that
if
the
you're
bar?
not good with a sword, but you just own one, and you're like, listen to me,
Oh.
I can read this poetry.
Yeah.
that I've collected on the hilt of my
I belong
blade.
to the College of Sword Collection.
Like, you got a wooden sword that you just have chiseled your stupid life story on, and now you're all of a sudden a College of Sword bard.
Maybe it's the College of the S words. That's a terrible joke. I'm sorry, but
I'm old, so I got it.
all right.
College of Swords.
College of Swords. Just be a fighter, you doofus.
Yeah, really. Just put the. What do you play the harmonica and fucking sword fight? What are you doing?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, harmonica. You have to wear one of those head wraps.
Yeah, right, like the thing that goes across your chest and.
Yeah. Right. Stab. Parry.
Like, you know, all you're doing is confusing the enemy with dopey
Right.
sounds before
Right.
you poke them with your
Giving
stupid
away your
stick.
location, like a good bard should.
Yeah, always. That's always one of the things that you can be guaranteed to do, is that you're going to give up your location.
Yeah. All right. So that's the College of Swords. You deserve to gain College of the Swords because you
No,
like
hang on.
swords and you own
You should
swords.
really just be a fighter.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, so what if your skill in like bard life is you play a mean fucking lute?
Right.
Right? Now, both hands, you have to play the, I don't know any one-handed fucking lutes, do you?
I belong to the College of Swords because I have taped a sword to my lute and I can stab people with my lute.
Or like, what if you string like some fucking get lute cords onto your sword and you pluck it as you stab people?
Ooh.
It's like, that's almost too clever.
Right.
These idiots are never gonna figure that out.
Right.
Like charming bastards, but just dull-witted. Right? It's like, you're never
I'm not
gonna
really
learn.
I'm not a fighter who can sing. I'm a bard who can stab.
Like, yeah, just be a fighter that can sing. What
Yeah.
the fuck, man?
All right. So that's the College of Swords. Big fans, clearly.
Are we?
No.
Is there a college of daggers? Is there like a college of
I
short
belong to the
swords?
College of Maces.
What do you do when I hit shit? And at least that would make some sense. You could be like the college of percussion, right?
Oh, yeah.
You just got a mace and a
Right.
warhammer, and like you're just basically doing stomp outside in the street on
Nice.
some dun, 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 right? I get that.
Yeah.
But swords, boring.
Boring. Speaking of boring, the College of Lore. College of Lore.
Right, the bards that like to read.
Yeah.
This
You
fucking the library bards that figured out that he could actually sing.
Right. I deserve to be in the College of Lore because I made a mistake in deciding to be an adventurer and not a librarian.
Right, it's like, or I was talked into going on a quest because some people came in to like research some shit, and I just happened to know all about it because
Yeah.
I've spent an entire life in a library.
Right. I'm a nosy bookstore owner.
It's like, I want to get, like, you have a library card, not an inventor card. What the f*** are you doing?
Right.
Like, what do they actually do? Do they know shit?
They know things.
Like, so, just...
They drink and they know things.
Well, just stay at a place and let people come to you for advice. Why are you going to other places?
Don't go adventuring. Learn the sending spell and hand out business cards, and people can send to you for questions and then charge them money.
That's another thing. Like, I don't want to be misinterpreted. I do know a few bards who are really good at magic, and they just happen to be College of Lore bards. But, like, there are easier ways to do it.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why you need to sing it. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Right? Just like...
I know how to pick the locks. Doo-dah, doo-dah.
Magic missile. Like, dude, fucking stop.
Yeah.
Or, like, when they use the cutting words to, like, make someone, like, they right before you're
a bad person. Oh, my head.
Right, dude, just fucking... God, that seems so unnecessary. Just do the magic.
Yeah.
Like, all I do is point at shit, and it happens.
Right.
This asshole's got to give you a dissertation.
Yeah.
You ever notice that takes longer, too, right? Like, when a bard is about to cast a spell, don't you feel like it always takes a little longer?
In my head, it takes longer, because I have to go to my safe place.
Because you have to, like, oh, God.
For it.
Is he going to say something that makes us all creeped out, and we have to, like, hide and apologize to all the standers-by?
Let it go. Let it go.
All right, what's next? What bard college is next?
So here's one that's misnamed. The College of Eloquence.
Ugh, yeah, no. I do have to say, we do know one bard who was in the College of Eloquence.
Yep.
Right? And he sucked.
So the College of Eloquence has its usefuln's
The mantle thing, right? The
these
mantle.
guys can bluff their way into any situation.
They have that thing that lets you, like, run, and you could run away faster.
Yeah.
And it buffs you up a little bit, right?
Yep.
Their mental of inspiration.
Right.
Right? Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't know what it is different that they do from, like, a lore bard.
So why is it eloquence? Why is it deception that these guys are good at? Is that because they're different things, right? Like, you can bluff your way into something that's different.
Am I confusing two bard colleges already?
Maybe. Are you?
I think I might be.
Okay. Which one were you talking about? Whispers?
See, dude, this is the problem.
Okay.
Don't they all just kind of blend together a little bit? With the exception
they blend together in a
swords,
miasma of stupid.
With the exception of swords, there's not a lot of difference between valor and lore, right? They do basically the same thing.
I would say valor, lord, and whispers. Right? Because I know stuff, I know how to lie, I know how to get secrets.
And glamour. They always think they're like big fucking stage hands, right?
So glamour can be fun.
Well, no, but that's because they're the famous ones.
Yeah.
They're the more famous of the bards. They're the ones that can do the mantle thing, right? They're the ones that put on the shows, right? They're the ones with like 50,000 screaming fans.
Right.
I kind of get that.
Oh, yeah.
But valor,
if I had
lore,
50,000 screaming fans, I think I'd be a bard too.
Like, the only thing different between those is no sword.
Right.
Right? And then there's a dead people bard, too. Let's not forget about that guy.
Oh, no, I won't forget about the spirits bard.
What? Are you fucking shitting me?
Right.
You're a necromancer that sings.
You're a guy with a really well-used Ouija board.
Yeah, but like in all the weird places, right?
Yeah.
The hole in your little Ouija thing that goes on top of the Ouija board is well worn, if you know what I'm saying,
I don't
right?
know what you're saying.
I don't understand. Just be a bard. You don't have to actually specialize. Like, you should specialize in not creeping people out.
That would be nice.
Like, break the fucking stigma that comes with a bard. Like, do something out of character and don't try to seduce everything.
What would you call that college? The non-creepy college?
College of Consent.
Okay, I like that.
Right.
The Bard College of Consent. May I sing a song? No? All right.
All right, I would go over here.
We're good.
Fucking no, I do not want to touch it. No, we do not want to
please,
hear you sing your stupid lute song.
Nobody wants to hear that strumming.
Put away your flute, sir.
Right. All the flutes need to go away.
And like, you have to make magic, you have to make music to make magic.
Right.
Or like, but some of them don't actually have to make music, they just have to like talk.
Yes.
But like, but not spell componentity, right? Like, not the verbal incantations.
Right.
They just have to say some shit.
Right.
And they can't use the magic unless they say some shit. Sometimes that shit has to rhyme.
Yeah.
You remember the rhyming bard?
Yeah, the beatboxing bard.
I didn't mind that guy. For being honest. Yeah. of the bards we traveled with, he was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But like, not because he was a bard, but
he was just a cool guy.
Yeah, he was just a cool guy, and he always knew where like the good booze shop was.
Yeah,
Anyway, keep going.
did.
What's next?
Well, we talked lore, we talked eloquence, we talked valor, we talked glamour, which I'm a fan of. We didn't talk about creation.
The douchebags. They're all douchebags because they're like, oh, look at, what is that? Is that a sled? Well, let me just like give it some hooves, and oh, look, now it's a horse.
Yes. I didn't need that thing to be animate.
No, and you do, and not everything needs to be remade, you assholes.
Right. It can just be a candlestick. It doesn't have to have a French accent and sing.
Exactly, like, we get it, your teacups walk around. We
Big
understand,
deal.
thank
Right.
you. Can you just pour the fucking tea, you asshole?
Right.
And, like, every time, the rug does not need to deliver you to us.
No, it really doesn't.
No, it just, dude, stop.
Just walk.
It's annoying as shit. You're not really creating anything, because everything you create goes away after a little while.
Yeah, and
so
get your
why are
steps
you
in.
called creation?
Get your steps in.
Right? Why are you called creation? Shouldn't you be called, like, I don't know, what's something that lasts a little while and then goes away? Like, that's what you should be called.
College of Temporary Non-Annoyance.
It should be like that, the temporary college of creation.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we make
It's more like a junior college of creation.
but like, kinda. No,
Yeah.
you don't make anything. You make people think you made some shit, and then after a little while, it just fucks off.
It's a community college of creation.
It's just stupid, right? Like, look, I made this thing. Like, it's like if you were a carpenter, right?
Yeah.
And you made a fucking chair. That chair's gonna last forever if it's treated right. A College of Creation bar's chair lasts, what, an hour?
Right.
Maybe 2?
Right.
Fuck out of here.
Can't even get through dinner. I say boo.
Barely.
Right.
Especially if it's like more than a 3-course dinner. You're not making it all the way through, you assholes.
No, cool. Not cool.
Oh, yeah, but I can move the chair around. Whoop-de-fucking-do. So can I. Watch this.
I can sit on it and it can make the farting noise. Like, cool.
I just don't need it. All right, what else? So I can shit on the creation bard all night.
I think those are all of them. All of them I remember. Like lore, eloquence, valor, glamour, creation, swords,
We already shit on all over the necromancer bard, right?
whispers, and spirits. Yeah.
Whispers. Okay, so we didn't talk about whispers.
Not
Those
right.
whispers are dangerous,
Oh yeah.
right? Because those are the ones that can like whisper into the king's ear and like get him to like kill all of his subjects and like they know all the secrets.
Yeah.
So I
Spies. They're basically spies.
Yeah, there's spies that like to rhyme, I guess, or spies that like to sing.
Singing spies.
Which I don't trust those fuckers.
No.
Let's just be honest, like they're dangerous.
Yeah.
So I guess of all of the College of Bards, right? Maybe lean towards whispers.
Maybe.
Right, because you're gonna get some inside info, right?
Right.
And in this world, information is power. But honestly, dude, I don't like traveling with bards. And you know that, right? There's sorcerers
I know
that
it.
don't have actual magic, right?
Right.
Like I don't need to sing to make my fucking shit go.
Right.
Have you ever had to sing when you're like healing or smiting someone?
I have to chant occasionally when healing. It helps to get Gon's attention. But I wouldn't call it singing.
But do you have to do that?
I don't have to. No, I do. So there are some spells that I do have to chant.
Like I have never heard you chant once.
Well, you typically were unconscious at the time.
That's low.
Sorry.
I mean, I've seen you heal other people.
Yeah.
You've revivified lots of people in front of me.
Yeah, I have. I don't have to do it super loud.
So it's like an inside voice chant.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
right. I've never seen a wizard do it.
I've never seen a wizard sing. Mercifully.
Yeah, I feel like we're better off
Yeah.
for not having heard that. All right. F*** you, bards.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
So if you need to come up with an essay for why you should be allowed into your bard college, our suggestion is don't do that. Go be something more important.
Yeah. So, I guess just like try to get into a wizard school first.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can be the first charming wizard. Like break type,
Yeah.
right? I've never left a wizard's home and been like, that dude, great guy.
Yeah.
Great guy. Lot
So I
of
was like,
stories.
that weirdo.
Right, it's always like, God, he really needs to get out more. Stop
Really does.
reading so much.
Yeah. He needs a shave, a bath, and
A
some
bath
friends.
more than anything else? All right. I think we've shat on bards enough. Dude, we're never going to get, we're never
No,
gonna
I
get
mean, this
any
took us a little
business.
while. I mean, you want another question before we get a drink?
I would love to.
All right.
And also, we're never getting any business from bards, right? You know that.
Oh, yeah, you're breaking my heart.
All right.
All right, here's a question from a young adventurer. Dear Boots and Swan of the show, we have a party member who is a very effective fighter, right? Does a great job in combat, but he says things in combat when he's in combat that make me very uncomfortable.
I'm almost afraid to ask what he's saying. Like, ooh, did you like that one?
Yeah, I think that's what
That
we're
kind
talking
of thing?
about. Yeah.
Or like, I hate everything. Or like I can't think of something that he would say that would be
No,
like,
I think it's more like, oh, yeah, Daddy likes that.
oh, you like that stab
You
wound?
like that. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that's...
Creepy?
Yeah, it's really creepy.
Right.
I don't know. I like, if he's really good at fighting and you need him, and if you, are mean to him, that might backfire.
Right.
Good luck handling that one, big
Yeah,
guy. I got nothing. Maybe gently bring it up.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's really distracting for my magic when you moan as you
right.
stab someone.
It's, good distracting. I think
Yeah,
distracting.
I
Making
lean
the
toward
party less
distraction.
effective.
Yeah. Because that's some serial killer type shit right
It really
there.
is.
That's like that dude's gonna go. He's gonna retire from adventuring.
Yeah.
He's going to have a crawl space full of not good stuff.
Yeah, I think
right?
when you're on the
necromancer's
road
wet dream.
and you're camped at night and you're taking turns, like on lookout, that guy needs to be with at least 2 other people, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, no, I'm
he
with
needs to
you.
be part of a team of 3.
Right. Maybe don't split the party when he's around. Right?
Yeah.
Because,
He needs a couple of buddies.
you're going to end up in a crawl space.
Right.
Like, you're going to be a past tense. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be careful with that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take it. No, that's terrible.
No bueno.
Dude, I think Thud would just kill him out of spite.
I think Thud would be confused
At first.
at first.
And then he would, like,
We'd have to explain it.
right.
I'm
And
not
then
sure how we would explain it.
very gently, and then there would be a smashing session.
Yeah.
Where there's nothing me or you could do. We would just have to watch.
If you want to rent out Thud,
Do you think he'd rent out?
no.
No, there's no way. There's no amount of gold to get him to get out of the road.
I mean,
He's rich.
He is rich.
So what are we gonna? That's another thing. Like, how would we ever talk Thud to going back onto the road? Segwaying hard out of Creepville.
Okay, yeah. I mean, how would we talk Thud about going back into the road?
He's an uber powerful barbarian.
Right.
That is massive. That does not need money, and is happily married with children.
Does he like changing diapers?
Of course not. Well, his kids are getting a little older now. He's not going to do that much longer.
Right.
The only thing that ever excites him is going to fight in the arenas. What if we told him there was like a big arena thing?
Well, do you remember we talked about he has, I think he's the chieftain.
He
for the-
was. I think he
Okay.
relinquished that to his sister.
Oh,
I think it was more of a family thing, right? He didn't really want to be in charge because he thought it was dull.
right.
Like, that's the kind of guy we're talking about. He's so powerful, he was like, nah. He noped out of commanding an entire thundering herd of Goliaths.
Yeah.
You know the balls you have to have just to be able to do that? And know that no one's going to be like, well, I challenge you.
Yeah.
They were all like, yeah, you're good. We're
Yeah, we're good.
We're all
We're
set
good.
with that. Yeah, that's a great
Number
idea.
2? Okay,
Yeah,
sure,
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
She looks strong too.
It would have to be something with an arena. It's like some type of thing that he would we're going to go fight this
That'd be a
thing.
world event.
Yeah,
right?
a
Cataclysm.
that thing, right? Yeah.
Something Tarrasque based.
No, I don't even think we could get him upside for Tarrasque, honestly.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Wow. He's really retired.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, because imagine you're going to fight a Tarrasque. First of all, they're gigantic tall things, right? It's really hard to hit, right? Even if you hit it, it's like hitting a wall. It's
Yep.
not going to do much damage.
Right.
Right? They turn away all magic, right? Like, you have, like, what, 2, maybe 3 things that are effective?
Yeah.
But that's just, like, get your out.
Right.
And hope that it eats its full before it finds you.
Yeah. 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 All right. What do I think about this one? I'm
Yeah,
kind of curious.
Yeah. Warlock. I bet you we could get him to go to Warlock. I know he hates f***ing creepy undead assholes.
That's true.
Like some of the super powerful, like, red wizards, if we told them they were kidnapping children or something like that,
Oh, I'd
we
be
could
down.
get
Yeah.
them to do some shit for that.
Yep.
But like that, it's a short list, I guess is my point.
Without
How
like,
the f*** did we get on this topic?
I don't know. I don't know.
Young adventurers, make sure you keep your barbarian motivated.
Yeah. Oh, I like this one.
Right?
Yeah.
Because an unmotivated
Understanding the core
barbarian-
motivations of your barbarian is important.
Yeah, because you don't want him to just decide that he doesn't want to f*** around anymore, and
Right.
then, well, now that's a wrap, son.
Yeah. No more smash.
Go home.
Not fulfilled.
All right, let's go get drinks.
All right.
This is so stupid.
Yeah. Let's get a drink. We'll come back.
All
with
right,
more
everyone, we'll
questions.
be right back. Thank you for listening to Rod and Flagon. We love you. We'll be right back. All right, Ted, we're back.
We're back.
We're back. Sorry if we sat on bards too long. I feel like we may have like, we lingered on that too much.
Yeah, we went on a rabbit hole there.
Yeah, and we always say we're going to answer all these questions, and we get 2 in and we start rambling.
Well, this is, yeah,
Kind of
this
part
is
and
part of
parcel of
why
us,
we
right?
haven't really, because we know us.
Yeah, that's why we don't, promise to answer a lot of questions all the time. But
Right.
people should still send their questions to us, right?
Please do send us
At
questions.
Oliver Redboots, at S. Maulsmith, or just send them to the show. If we're being honest,
Yeah.
Dernan has been happily collecting them in a larger and larger pile that he looks more and more annoyed at Rod and Flagon.
At Rod and Flagon.
RODINFLAGON.
Yep.
That's where you send your birds. And, we'll do our best. We don't guarantee anything. Right?
No.
We can, we'll get to it.
You get
as
what
best
you
we
pay
can.
for.
But so, can we do one thing before we do more questions? I know I always say this.
Oh, sure.
And I'm sorry. But we talked about colleges of the bards,
Yes.
right? Can we just maybe just touch on monk traditions too?
So-
which are very similar,
Sort of.
yet remarkably different.
I will say this is an area of your expertise and not my expertise, because you have you dated a couple of monks, so I think you're a little bit more
I have
versed.
a weakness for a toned body, you know?
Okay.
What did I say?
Yeah.
But so there's a few monks that I just don't understand. I just want to touch on them. Right?
Okay.
There is a monk whose entire existence is based on watching a dragon fight, and they call themselves ascendant dragons.
Interesting.
Right? Is it?
Well, I'm trying to
Your
understand.
entire fighting philosophy is based on that one time you watched a dragon. Now, we fought a lot of dragons, right?
I'm confused.
Yeah, exactly. They're kind of one note, is my point.
Right.
They scratch, right? They claws, right?
Scratch,
they
claw,
fucking
breathe.
bite. They got a tail,
Right.
And they got a breath weapon.
Now, how many of those things can a monk do?
None.
Yeah, I'm ruling out the tail. Well, usually I'm ruling out the tail.
I mean, some dragonborns have tails, and
Right.
lizard folk have tails. I'm not going to rule it out completely.
Right.
Tieflings, right? That's
Tieflings.
But like, it's just
If you're
not.
a regular, like, let's say you're an elf.
Yeah, and then like, and you like, you see the scales? Like
Yeah.
that's the scales are really doing it for me.
Yeah.
Do you think there was like maybe like a little underlying horniness there that they're just not willing to admit?
Maybe.
Like what do you call someone who's really into dragons? Stupid. That's actually what we call them, right? Kind of dumb. You're dull. But
Well,
like, yeah. So okay. So
Death Wish is what we call you.
yeah,
Typically.
yeah. You're not long for this world.
Right.
There's another one who insists his body is but a vessel for his key, which is kept on the astral plane. Now this is one of the monks that I dated for a long time, and this was a constant like point of annoyance for me.
Okay.
Having been to the astral plane so many times,
Right.
there would just be a sea of fucking monks floating around, wouldn't there? Like there'd be some evidentiary, there'd be some things there that I could point to that make that true or untrue.
So-
and I never saw it, not one
The
time.
monk was there, or the monk's key was there?
I guess I should have asked more questions instead of just yelling. Maybe that's why that relationship didn't work out.
Yeah, I guess I'm confused too. Right. So you never saw that monk go to the astral plane,
Never, not once.
but they channeled
Their key from the astral plane, which is where they kept their body or some shit like
And you
that.
were in the astral plane. You didn't see like little.
Not a
pieces
single
of
dead
key
monk. No
floating around?
key
Like,
either.
what does key
I don't
look
even know what the
like?
hell that is. What does key look like outside of a monk? Any idea?
No.
Man, no. Why would we have an idea? Of course not. And then there's this
Is
guy.
key imaginary?
Hey, key might just be hope.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
I'm out of hope for the day.
like key, like that inner thing might just be how much they believe in themselves, and they can only believe in themselves
Oh,
for so
yeah.
long, right?
Right.
It's like
I
one
can
of
do
the-
this. I can do this. I can't do this
can't
anymore
no
today.
more. He hit me too hard.
Right.
Mom!
I need a nap.
Or like, and then
I can heal you. Whack, whack, whack.
yeah,
Not
that's the
anymore.
one I don't understand. Like, did you go to med school and just decide that slapping was a better idea?
Yeah. We talked about that one.
All right. And then there's a dude who just gets drunk and can f people up after he's had a few beers.
Now, this one is.
It needs an intervention, not a fucking school. Right? You have a drinking problem,
Right.
my friend.
Yeah.
And you get violent when you drink. That is not a thing we should be celebrating.
Right. To stop you from becoming a monk, they need to sit you down and people need to open up their letters.
Yes.
I want
We
to let
like
you know that I love
much
you.
more
But when you
were
drink
just
and black out,
an astral
start
plane
punching
monk.
this wooden dummy. It hurts my feelings, and I feel like I'm not wanted.
Every time we go to the bar, you have to start some shit.
Right.
Like, dude, how is that a skill set? He needs help.
Right.
They need help. And
You
you're like,
drink too much before you come to my little league games and start fighting.
what do you do if you have to, like, so you're on your way into a dungeon, right? Do you have to sit outside while this asshole pounds bottles and bottles of whiskey before you go in?
Oh, yeah. Hey, alcohol's heavy. I don't know if you know this, but like.
Yeah, right, and like, what about water? So you have to take booze and water? I hope you have a few bags of holding. You're not gonna get that shit anywhere.
Right.
Right, like, so, I don't want to belabor the fucking drunken guy thing, but like, is there a certain amount of drunk that you have to be to really, like, where your powers are, like, just amazing? And, like, if you go too much,
Yeah.
you pass out.
Right.
If you're not enough, you just get a headache, right?
Where's the optimum point on the blood alcohol level
Right,
where
exactly.
you can really
like,
kick ass?
There's got to be a level, like just that smooth sailing in the middle, but where you're just hammered and invincible.
Right.
What is
now,
it?
Do you start off as a drunk and become a drunken master, or do you start off as a monk and then become a drunken master? Like, do they have to introduce you to alcohol, or they go look for people that can hold
Like,
the
there was
booze?
just a guy at a bar who was really hammered and
Yeah.
just kicking a shit out of everybody. He's
Right,
like,
and they're
we like the cut of your jib,
Exactly.
sir.
This
Would you like
guy's
to join
got
our
potential.
tradition?
How would you like to wear a gi?
Hi, wrap your hands in these leathers. Let me see what that looks like on
Right.
you. I don't know. And like, I always wondered, like, if there was a type of booze that makes a better drunken master.
Oh, interesting.
Like, is the wine guy just like a douchebag who gets all pouty and
Right.
like just fights people with like feelings?
Right.
And the whiskey guy is a fucking maniac hitting everybody with chairs?
Yeah, I need to pound some Four Loko because we've got a big fight coming up.
By this rationale, every drunken dwarf I've ever known is a monk.
Oh yeah,
Like,
secret.
I've been a monk a few times.
Oh, you're
right?
a monk on a regular basis.
The fucking dumbest tradition I've ever seen in my life. Like, I'm gonna kick her ass, but first, a cocktail.
Yeah, exactly. Shaken, not stirred.
Yeah. It's like, I got a little bit of a hangover. You have any Bloody Mary mix before I whoop your ass?
Right.
Like, what if you're a vodka monk? Then you're just an asshole.
Right.
Your booze doesn't even taste like anything. All right, one more. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
yes, I
can't
love
have
this.
There's a monk that thinks he's the Avatar. Like, he wants to be in charge of all the elements. Fire, wind, rain, water, blah, blah, fucking blah, right?
Okay.
And they're just not good at any of it.
Okay,
Which is the problem. It's like,
interesting.
It's like it doesn't. They're just
I
like
don't know if I met one of these.
they suck.
Okay.
They're just not. They're not good at adventuring. You never met one because they never make it out of the dungeon. Right? Like they either
I've
get
seen a lot of
eaten-
dead ones, is what you're saying?
Yeah, right. We've stepped over a lot of their corpses
Okay,
or
yeah.
looted them, but we've never seen one in the wild.
Nice job, Aang.
All right, sorry. All right, we should get to some more questions. Sorry.
Okay. All right. No, that's good. That's good.
I'm sorry I had to go down a small monk rabbit hole.
We should cut off people from the bar so nobody can kick our ass.
I'm really not worried. Okay. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Okay, here we go. You're going to appreciate this one.
I can't wait.
Dear Rod and Flagon, I have a question about etiquette.
Etiquette?
What's etiquette?
Oh, God. No, these always devolve.
All right. Well,
All right.
yeah, I mean, duh.
All right, what is the question?
What is the minimum height that someone needs to be falling from where I should feel obligated to cast Featherfall? Like if they're walking along and trip, you're like, I can save you, but you know what? No.
Yeah, no, you won't learn anything if I help you, right? But it's like I guess roof.
Yeah, like 1 story or 2 stories?
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
Like a gnome roof or a...
Like a halfling roof?
Halfling
Like,
roof?
what are we talking about here? Like, I don't know, because if I trip, right, and I'm about to, if you know I'm about to sprain my ankle and you don't help me, I'm gonna be pissed. Mm-hmm. And like, but if the only way you can help me is casting a spell, that seems a bit much for like a like a falling off a horse or something.
Right.
And I'm not gonna break my neck. Just just
Well,
bruise
I mean,
it too.
people do break their necks falling off a horse.
I guess. Damn, dude, that's a good question. I guess if it's going to cause injury, as best you can tell, cast it.
Right. And does it matter what kind of person you're like, so can a halfling fall from less height
Or
than a...
and a Goliath can fall from more.
Right. Like, should this be measured in body lengths? I guess that's my question.
So like a different size person
Yeah.
can fall a different length before
Yeah.
it's like dangerous.
Right. Well, Frodo can only fall 3 feet because he's only 3 feet tall, but...
Right, but Scanlan can fall a little shorter than that because he's smaller.
Right.
I got you. All right, these are good points. I don't know. I guess lean towards safety on that one, but also like sometimes lessons need to be learned.
Yeah.
So like if your drunken master is about to fall off a roof, maybe let it happen.
Well, that's a good question, because
Right.
that could be part of the drunken master shtick.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like, oh, he's got the super duper move where it's like he falls off a roof, but all of a sudden there's this like fireball that springs out of his feet or some nonsense.
yeah, but it's just him blowing like fire out of his whiskey breath.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. All right. I don't know. That's a good question. That's an etiquette question that I don't really feel qualified to answer. Mostly because I've had Featherfall prepared almost my entire life, and I've only used it twice.
Twice on yourself, twice on other people?
Twice on you, actually.
Me?
I've
All right.
I've only ever used it on you.
All right.
Once I realized I didn't need to do it, and I apologized afterwards. You probably don't remember. You were hammered and you fell off a roof.
I mean, I don't. Sounds like something I would do.
You remember the drinking game when I was sober, when I couldn't get drunk and we were celebrating and all that stuff? Yeah, that's the night you got hammered and you fell off a roof. And I cast it on you, and then Thud carried you home. It was a whole thing.
I mean, would I have learned a lesson? No.
No, no, you were unconscious. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't think. And then the other, in that cavern. I think
I remember that one.
that was bad. That was the Mind Flayer cavern.
All right. So,
Lean towards safety.
lead towards safety.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Let's
Next
go.
question.
Etiquette. I like etiquette questions because either they're going to be simple and we can actually answer them for adventurous advice, or we go on a tirade of Boots yammering.
Yeah. I like it both ways. So, here we go. And I don't want to give the... I want to be careful on this one because I don't know that I want to reveal too much about the person that asked the question.
I will. Don't worry about it.
Okay, super. I love it. Dear Rod and Flagon, we're...
You know, I'm insanely confident for someone who spent the last year on the astral plane as someone's prisoner.
Yeah.
I really like.
And I love that about you, buddy.
I've been alive for almost 300 years. I've adventured for 220, and never once has humility ever entered in.
No.
Anyway, so dear Rod and Flagon.
Dear Rod and Flagon, we know of... I have to make sure that I'm reading this correctly because it sounds ridiculous. We are aware of an awakened sorcerer horse who polymorphs himself to look like a human so he can win horse races and donate the winnings to the equine community.
What the ever-loving are you talking about? So it's a horse who has been awakened to gain some intelligence, right?
Yeah.
Like that happens
Yep.
occasionally.
Yep.
And he became a fucking sorcerer?
Apparently,
So it was a horse that had
there's a
some...
group of horses that are fixing races.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
I gotta unpack this. We'll do this bit by bit.
Okay.
Get it? Bit by... Never
Hello.
mind. All right. Tack by tack. A horse was awakened.
Yes.
Right? And for young adventurers who don't know, when you awaken, you can awaken a bush, you can awaken a tree, you can
Yeah.
awaken any type of animal, right? And then you give it some type of intellect.
Yes.
And apparently, when in doing so, it must have awakened some type of sorcerer's origin, right?
Yes.
Some type of inner power.
Right.
And now it has magical capabilities.
And polymorphed itself into human form.
And so after a while, it was able to polymorph itself back into looking like a human.
That's right.
and then is using that power to awaken other horses to win horse races?
Why does he need to awaken other horses? Could he just communicate with horses to be like, you know what? You're going to win this race. Everybody in on it?
So he's fixing horse races by communicating with the horses that he once was.
Yes.
Holy shit, where is this guy and how do we make bets?
Well, so that's why I'm not disclosing too much, because apparently all of the winnings are going towards the benefit of the equine community.
What the hell does that even mean? Is there a large equine community that's like that we don't know of?
Maybe. Like, what happens to the horses that don't win?
I don't know.
They become food or glue or other bad things.
Oh, Dad, dude, that's dark. I have no idea.
Yeah.
So what happened to all those horses that we rode and we just forgot about in the wild?
I imagine they're overfood.
Oh man, now I feel bad.
Yeah.
If there's an equine community, I feel like maybe we should support them just because we owe them significant amounts of money
or favors or something.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't want to rat them out or disclose them, but it's fascinating. I don't know that there's actually a question here. The question is, should we do anything? And the answer is no. Don't do anything.
Keep doing you, dude.
Yeah, let them be.
I guess that we should give them our full support. Yeah. We should definitely be on Team Equine because we burned some horses. I mean that physically and literally and metaphorically.
Yeah, agreed.
Let's don't blow up that spot. In fact, we should throw some gold at them.
Yeah.
Hey, equine guy, let us know. We'll send you some.
Yeah, we'll send you some venture capital.
We'll send you a few carrots.
Right. Hey, whoa.
Sorry. All right. What's next?
Couldn't pass it up.
No, I couldn't. All right. Well, they got long faces because they've been upset for very.
God damn it! Here we go. All right.
Let's do one more. One more question. What do you got?
Okay, so there's a werewolf question and there's a warlock question. You have a preference?
I think we might have to do both because I like both of them.
Okay.
Let's do the werewolf first.
All right, here's your werewolf question, right? I want to become a werewolf, but I don't know of any werewolves. There have been some reported sightings of werewolves in a nearby town. How do I ask someone if they are a werewolf without it being awkward?
I have no idea how. But okay, so first of all, you don't want to become a werewolf.
Yeah,
that person obviously has never had a werewolf friend or been around. Think fur everywhere, and they eat all the food. Yeah. Oh my God, it's impossible.
Right.
You can't keep a clean house because there's just balls of hair everywhere
and fleas.
So how would one find a werewolf?
Yeah.
Oh wow, so there's always reports of some creature who half man half thing loping around in the woods and if you think you got one, I'd say just lean into it.
Right.
Hey buddy, are you a werewolf?
Hey.
And if so, would you mind maybe just gnawing on my arm a little bit?
I feel like there should be some kind of code.
Are
you a friend of lupus?
Yeah, or tap 4 times on the door and howl kind of thing. There's a secret handshake.
Yeah.
Right.
Shake.
Do you think there are any cults of werewolves?
Oh, it must be.
No, I mean not. I imagine there's a werewolf cult, right? But a people cult who just want to become werewolves.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of vampire little hangers-on, right? Little wannabe vampires.
Yeah, vampire groupies.
Right? Do werewolves have groupies? What about were-tigers and bears? Do they also have were-bears, were-tigers? They're a bit more reclusive, but I feel like werewolves, they're everywhere. Just go to a creepy woods, you'll find one, or want to find you, and just try not to get eaten.
That's the tricky part, right? Because you want to have a conversation about becoming a werewolf before you getting eaten by a werewolf.
Right, bring some type of
hey man,
sacrifice.
I'm down to be a werewolf.
Right.
I'm not down to get eaten.
I brought all of these oxen for you to enjoy.
Right.
Something like that.
There you go.
Like a tribute. I don't think this is good advice. Because now we're going to have to go clean up a werewolf mess.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll quest it. We'll quest it. Fine.
Our quest involves some silver clothing.
We have lots of silver for you.
Yeah.
And maybe some magic weapons. Also...
How much can you wear?
Also take this lesser restoration spell with you. No reason.
Yeah.
All right.
You can take silverware.
Where would you find a fucking werewolf?
I feel like there's a way, there must be some
kind
of
right?
Code.
Or a
because thieves have a code. Not that werewolves are thieves, but there are codes that we're not aware of.
Right. So there's some type of underground communication system.
Yeah.
Right. There's got to be. It exists for sure. All right. Yeah. What's the warlock question? Because this is going to befuddle me for a while. I need to think on this one. I bet you we could find out. Right. I bet you we could find out if there are actually any werewolf cults or whatever or a secret handshake.
Do we need to put out a call?
Hey, everyone! Let us know if you know the secret to becoming or finding and then becoming a werewolf.
Yeah, and if it's not,
we've known quite a few werewolves.
We have.
Mm-hmm.
That one guy. It's never been hard for us to find one.
No, and that one guy was really nice until he started turning into a wolf. Then he became kind of a douche, and we had to leave him in that bog.
Yeah. All right. Here's a question that I feel like we've talked about before.
Maybe
we should solidify here.
All right, I'm listening.
How do I know my cleric is not secretly a warlock in cosplay?
I will say this. I'm not exactly sure what the difference between a warlock and a cleric is.
We have talked about this a little bit, right?
Right. I'm still not convinced you're not just a warlock that goes to church. You both have sky daddies.
We have sky daddies, yeah.
You both have to get your stuff from them.
Right.
Granted, I mean, like, you have much more stuff than the average warlock.
Yes.
Right, but, like, what exactly is the difference? You still have to do what Dad says.
No, I think that's the difference. I don't have to do what Dad says, but Dad can...
Really? Let's
Yeah.
go smite some children.
Well, that would just make me a terrible person.
Yeah, but no, you'd lose your power, though. Like, Dad would take your shit away.
Yes.
Gon would be like, you know what, Swan? After 40 years of dedicated service, you get nothing now.
Yeah, that would happen.
Right? I stand by this, man. The clerics are just pious warlocks.
I feel like there's a difference.
Well, sell it to me.
I feel like I think the way, again, I've talked about this a little bit in the past. The way that I pitch how clerics get power, it's a please and thank you relationship.
Right.
Right. And I can walk away from that at any time.
Right. So there are warlocks that are not like embedded to like some like Cthulhu or like demon devil thing, right? There are clerics that are actually like get their power from like angelic beings, and that's a please and thank you, and they can just walk away from that too.
Clerics, again, yeah.
No,
Warlocks?
I'm talking about warlocks too. Yeah, there are warlocks of angelic beings, and they can just walk away from it.
Really?
Dude, I'm telling you, you have a bigger club. That's really all that's a difference between you and warlocks. Is your family or your group is just larger and you meet occasionally.
You're not making me feel good.
Why? I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
No.
Like, you just associate being a warlock with like the bad ones, right? Because
That's
typically
true.
they outnumber.
That's true.
Like the angelic ones or the ones that are just like, you know, like I know a warlock who's a genie. We've talked about this. The fucking genie warlock, right?
Yeah.
He's got a fucking bottle and everything, right? That's a real thing.
But don't warlocks borrow
Bits of their master for them?
Yeah, we don't borrow.
Dude, it's literally called divine magic.
Right.
So you're
I
not
pray that it
divine,
happens,
Swan.
and then
You're a vessel for his magic?
no, I'm a conduit. I'm not a vessel. I think maybe that's the difference.
You don't think a warlock could be called a conduit?
No, I think they're a vessel.
He's using the magic. So you think there's a big difference between vessel and conduit? Like that semantics is going to be the difference between you guys?
Yeah. That's where I'm going.
Is this a level of comfort for just you?
Maybe.
All right. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. But like in old Bootsy's opinion, clerics are just warlocks that have to meet every week
No.
with other types.
No.
Not even a little bit?
No.
All right.
Nope. Sorry.
None of that. It doesn't at least like halfway check out?
Isn't it weird though?
What?
That, like, there's not a lot of mixing. Like, the Church of Gone doesn't have warlocks.
Yeah, I don't understand why. Like, why wouldn't Gon also have some warlocks? Is there like a rule against? Okay, so like I can't think of another god that actually has clerics and warlocks.
Right.
It's,
So there is some kind of difference.
I mean, I do know bad ones like Bane, right? Bane has some warlocks and some clerics and some priests, right? Like that, but he's an asshole, right? Lathander certainly does not. And if there is a warlock to Lathander, I'd like to meet him because that's probably a fun guy.
He's probably a fun guy.
Right, but like, I mean, you know, like, what's his name? Oberon. We've met Oberon. He's an actual god of the Fae, right?
You got warlocks.
He's got
Lots of warlocks.
lots of warlocks.
No
Most of his worshippers are warlocks of some type.
No priests.
I didn't meet a single priest. Although we didn't meet any priests in the Feywild.
That's true. They're not pumping a lot of priests out of clerics out of the
We're not
Feywild.
saying they don't exist. It's just that we haven't seen them.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe the young adventurers, if you run across a divine being warlock, what the fuck? I don't even know how to say that.
Yeah.
Let us know because I'd be curious.
We'll get to the bottom. I'll ask Shlomo. He'll probably know.
But he's your paperwork guy, right?
Yeah.
Well, you think you'll hear the bell, right?
Maybe.
All right. So hey, pray if you hear the bell, and then you know you're not a warlock.
There you go.
All right. I think that's enough for this week.
Yeah.
I think I've rocked Swanee's world, everyone.
I'm gonna go drink.
So we're gonna go get drunk, and in the meantime, right, send your birds to @Maulsmith, @Oliver Redboots, or to @Flagon. We're trying to do the right thing in the world. Come see us if you need a quest. We're at the Yawning Portal. You can find us. We have lots of treasure. The table may or may not be a mimic.
Yeah.
And
Richard?
nope,
No,
nothing.
good.
All right,
Not
cool. Well, in the meantime, I guess hey, be nice to each other.
Yeah. Be nice to each other and don't die.
Don't die.
Thank you for listening. See you next week on Road and Flagon. If you don't die, so don't die.